I'm Morgan.
And I'm Phyllis.
And we're going to talk to you a little bit about our trip to Scotland. Now, I took a very detailed travel journal. Every single thing. Here's a little feather from over there. Every detail. We did Scotland differently. So instead of taking a cruise, nothing against cruises. If that's you, that's awesome. But we didn't take a cruise.
No.
We didn't take a tour bus. We didn't.
No. We didn't take a
we
trip.
Didn't take anything.
We didn't use a trip planner.
Yeah, no. There was no travel advisor. Would recommend some guy.
Yeah, I'm thinking that, if we were to do that over again, yeah, we'd definitely have a trip planner.
Did it different, but it was fun. So how we did it is we were like, okay, we're going to land in Glasgow and we want to see the Isle of Skye.
Yeah.
Or we would just there's a certain place that we kind of want to see. And then we figure out how to get there.
Yeah. Actually, there was a lot. There was a lot that we wanted to see, but it just, you just can't cram it all in.
Exactly.
So.
Needed more than 10 days. I think we had 10 days, which 2 of them were tied up and flying. Anywho, so I guess part 1, we will talk about our flight over there.
Yeah, that was that was an adventure in itself. Let me just say.
She had more fun.
I did.
So basically, we flew from Knoxville.
Yeah.
And from Knoxville, we went to Chicago. From Chicago to London Heathrow. From London to Glasgow. Now, Knoxville to Chicago, that's it was over fast.
It was pretty quick, yeah.
It was quick.
It was a moderate sized plane, and it was a nice ride.
Yep.
And
then it then it goes downhill from there.
Yeah.
So we get on the plane to go from Chicago to London.
London's Heathrow.
And I'm seated next to this amazing woman named PETA. Like the organization, but she's way cool. And she's super smart, and she's from South America. She had the coolest accent in the world. And she was just... She's not from South America. She's from Africa. She's from South Africa.
South Africa. Okay. Well, okay.
Okay. So she's from South Africa, and I got to sit with her. Mom was with a Karen.
Me? She was a professor of philosophy. So anyway, I kept up as good as I could. I mean, I really give it a good evo. I went as deep as I could go into some random subject about I don't know what. I really don't even remember now what we did talk about. But I tried hard to keep up with her.
Yeah.
So you enjoyed your trip. And
I enjoyed, that now one. Listen, later this matters. So let's remember how much I'm enjoying my trip.
Well,
because later it changes. But there was at some point on the flight, I wanted to sit next to Mom because it was Mom, blank seat, Karen. And I remember turning around. I mean, I worked up the courage for an hour to even turn around to ask. And I was like, can I sit with you? And that lady says, oh my God, you've got to be kidding me, right? So then I just didn't turn around anymore for 14, however many, it's probably not 14 hours, but it was a really long flight.
It was
I don't think I turned
flight.
around anymore because my feelings were hurt. But also, we needed to sleep.
Yeah.
In hindsight, we will be prepared.
Yeah.
This time we were just so excited.
Yeah, we got up early, Then we drive
early.
to Knoxville from here. That's 2 hours,
Yep.
Then you have to be there
airport.
so early at the airport. I mean, we were up for hours at this point.
Going for a long time already by the time we got on the flight to go to London. So while on the flight, when I knew that, I should probably sleep, I take sleep aid. And I was too shy to get up and get the sleep aid out of the thing. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, all these people are going to think I'm taking something. I should have just, who cares?
Meanwhile, there was a guy up in the front of the plane that was just getting sauced, if you remember.
Oh, the Irish guy. PETA used him to teach me how to tell the difference between Irish and Scottish accents.
Oh, did she?
And I was like, I'm never going to remember this. And then we got to Scotland and I'm like, Irish. gosh, that one was it was cool. It was cool. But so we're flying, and then we land in London. Now let's backtrack a little. Our first mistake was we used Cheapo Air. Cheapo Air to plan this whole thing, and Cheapo Air clearly does not know how big.
You got to strategize some of this stuff. You know, London Heathrow is like, Lord have mercy. It's like running from, it's just huge. I mean,
you're like booking it. And it's like, at the time, it felt like it was the size of Kingsport, which is a town nearby. And we got there and landed, and we had like no time to get from that plane to the bus.
We had to wait so long to even get off. That was a monstrous plane that took us over there.
Huge.
Was it 757 or something like that?
No, it was just a lot of
Is it down in
seats.
your journal?
There was a lot of rows. No, it's not in my journal.
It was a nice plane, but I mean, it took us. We weren't in the very back or anything, but nevertheless, there's so many people. It took so long to get off of that plane, and then get our luggage.
And we sprinted.
And we ran.
And we had to go to customs, get checked in customs, and that took, some time. Making sure that we weren't shady looking.
I thought we were going to get run over too, when we were in London's Heathrow there, because
everyone was in those golf cart.
Yeah, they were in those golf cart things, and they would go shh, shh.
Yeah, they sounded weird
everywhere, and they just wanted you to think that they were going to run over you. I think they probably would have.
If we would have stopped, but we were sprinting.
Yeah, so we were still.
We didn't have time to care because there was no time to spare.
Yeah.
So anyway. We finally got to the other side of the airport, and wouldn't you know it, we missed our flight.
We did, by like a few minutes.
And it wasn't anything that we did wrong. It was
just bad.
It just happened. Anyway.
Yeah, okay.
So at that point, mind you, we're on 23 hours of awake. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so a little fun fact about me, I get motion sickness, and if I've not ate in a long time, I get like a little sick, and if I'm really, really tired, it's a lot easier for me to get motion sickness. So this is creating the perfect storm for me that I just don't realize is happening at the moment. But we find a little spot to eat in the airport, and I remember I'm so picky, which is also just makes my life difficult.
It sure did there.
It made my life very difficult at the airport food, because I was like, I'm gonna die. I'm going to die of starvation, and I'll just have to eat this, and I'm not going to like it. Well, it got worse. Yeah. So we laid around in the airport until our next flight.
Yeah, the next available flight to
This
Glasgow.
is the best part.
So
we get on our little plane. It is essentially a matchbox.
Oh, it is not a matchbox.
It's a vomit comet.
Well, okay, you could call it that if you'd like.
I think I can. Yeah. And so we load, and okay, so here's how it is. We're sitting on this plane, and Mom's up front. She can tell you about her experience, but I'm going to tell you about my seating arrangements first, because it's important. The seats are like this wide. Maybe wider. Just a little. But it's
hip bone.
It's this
hip
like
bone.
It's on the aisle row is this beautiful lady.
She's the prettiest stewardess we've ever seen.
Not the stewardess.
Oh.
Like she came.
Yeah.
Yes, the stewardess was also a model. How good is it to be surrounded by models? And
well, when you're sitting up and your eyes are glowing red.
And so we have this super beautiful, I think she was like Indian, gorgeous lady sitting next to me here. And then there's me. And then on the other side, I had this little kind of posh British boy. He wasn't very polite. He wasn't like, but I get like, in the South here, we just kind of talk to anybody.
You know, we don't see strangers for the most part.
I don't know.
So
easy to do. But I see that that's, not exactly the case. But anywho, so I'm sitting like a sandwich in this tiny little seat, because it's like one of the 3 seats on this side, and then there's like 2 seats on this side, tiny planes, right? And I am feeling particularly big boned. I am feeling like a big back. And after running on like 24 hours of no sleep, I'm not really feeling all that confident either in my appearance. And I'll pause it. I'll pause it there and let
well, that's good, because you're pretty spot on that respect.
Tell you about her seating arrangements, and then we'll circle back to my situation.
Your situation. Well, okay.
Yes.
So my seat, it was just me and this. It's just really nice. I guess he was British. British guy that flies back and forth to Glasgow often. So he was dressed so nice. He was in a black suit. He had a really nice crisp white shirt with a little black tie on, and he didn't have it all tightened up real tight or anything. He had just a little bit loosened up, but he was just so nice and so polite. And I was in the aisle seat and he was in the window seat, and I wasn't reaching over him and gooning over him or anything to look out the window, but I really wanted to see, out the window of the plane, from London to Glasgow. So, I was looking out and seeing what I could see, and then he picked up on it. He said, "Would you like to have a window seat?" And I said, "Yes, I would." And so he was just, we got up and swapped over, and I got to look out the window, and then he started talking. He was so nice, and he was so nice looking and everything. And
everyone else on the plane.
I just enjoyed my trip. That was just the best flight.
Yeah.
That was just the best flight.
Yeah.
And then we got there and we all raised up.
Well, we haven't talked about my situation yet before we can talk about
that's
that.
Right. Okay, that's right.
Okay, so she's jumping ahead. So in this flight, there's this little screen that you can watch, and it tells you how many minutes till you land. It tells you pretty much, it's like a little plane on a little map, little cartoon map kind of. And then it's like, oh, in 48 minutes you're going to land. In 41 minutes you're going to land. It kind of, this matters later because it was really keeping me holding on, which I did not. So I'm now feeling the nauseousness, okay? Because this plane is jumping. And
it was a little turbulent.
It was turbulent enough that the stewardess couldn't let me get up to go vomit. Okay. I don't vomit pretty. I don't vomit like, ugh.
Well, nobody vomits
it's pretty. It's like Exorcism of Emily Rose when I go. And I'm like, hey, I really need to get up. Like, it's cool that there's turbulence. That's fine. I'll stick to the ground. Can I go puke, please? And they're like, no. And me being in the middle, I'm sitting next to model number 1 and little posh boy, who could have also been a little model too, probably. And they're hearing the struggle from the person in between them. And mind you, our shoulders are rubbing. More so my shoulders, I think, than their shoulders. They were pretty narrow people. But I just really need to get up and go puke. And the stewardess is like, here's your vomit bag. Y'all, it was this big. It was this big. And the seats were so close together that I couldn't even bend over to puke. I had to puke sitting straight up. Into the equivalent of a cocaine bag. It was small.
How big's a cocaine bag?
Well, I don't know.
Well,
I imagine it's pretty tiny. I feel like when they smoke, it's pretty little. Anyway.
Like a snack bag.
Snack bag. Anyway, they had me the tiniest vomit bag in the world. And I'm sitting here and I'm trying to be like so elegant and proper and make it like it's not that big of a deal. But like one heave in and I've filled that bag up. And I had to flag the little model down again to bring me a couple more. And I'm like, vomiting straight up because I can't lean forward because the seats are so close.
Meanwhile,
So,
I'm having the time of my life.
Dribble like it's in my hair now. It's it's dribbling down
We gotta
my
stay off the
shirt.
bike.
and I'm just like, I remember before I started vomiting, I looked at the thing and it said 48 minutes till you land. I'm like, I got this. I looked again, mid-vomit, it said 41 minutes. I'm like, I'm gonna die in the air. This is it. And this is the most humiliating way to go, I feel like, because I just was really sticking out like a sore thumb. So then we land, and I'll let her describe how I stood up, but I'll tell you what I seen when I stood up is...
It's scary what I seen.
I looked up front, and I'm just like, humiliated, gonna just leave with my tail tucked and the vomit on my shirt. And I look up, and Mom turns around, and she's like, this is such a good flight.
Well, kind of how I remember it is she just sort of rose up
like a demon, you said.
like something out of a horror flick.
She says I rose up from the seat like a demon. Let's
she
get
did.
that straight.
She rose up like this and just looked at me like with such hate.
Miserable.
And I was like, hey, that's you, boy? Dang.
Yeah. What happened to her?
It was such a nice plot.
Whoa. So
I guess you didn't hold it in, huh?
Yeah, I couldn't keep it down. She was so far away from me too. Like, I was in the back of the plane. She was in the far front of the plane, having two different experiences.
Yeah.
So that was a real delight.
Yeah.
I really hung on to this, but it gets worse. It gets worse, and we will get to that in our next episode.
Okay.